I'll eventually get demonetized, making all these videos with my horn out. I want a manager. I want a man-a-ger. Background. I rent a small office space that is connected to a much larger consignment and antique store. My business has no relationship with a larger store and has its own entrance from the front sidewalk. Due to the size of the space, I do not have my own break room or restroom, and I use the store's employee area. At the rear of the space, there's a door that opens into the hallway leading to the employee area. The hallway is visible from the front desk/checkout counter, and thus our story starts. This "I don't work here, lady" happened last Tuesday. It was lunchtime and I opened the rear hallway door and was headed to the employee break room when I heard a woman ranting at the sales associate at the front desk. Me equals me, SM, store manager, SA, sales associate, CK, crazy Karen. CK, I demand to speak with the manager now. SA, my manager's out to lunch right now and will be back in a few minutes. She then saw me in the hallway and pointed at me. CK, you, I need you here now. Me, I'm sorry, I don't work here. I rent the space next door. CK, bullcrap, you just don't want to deal with customers. Now get over here and do your job. Me, I really don't work here. Sorry. I paused in the hallway to watch as this was getting good. It was at this point the store manager returned and approached CK at the counter. SM, ma'am, I can help you. I am the store manager. CK looked her up and down and yelled, I want a manager. Man-a-ger. Making it a point to emphasize the word man. SM, ma'am, I can assure you I am the store manager and can help you. CK, bull crap, I see your man-a-ger over there, pointing at me. And I want him. I want a manager. I want a man-a-ger. SM, ma'am, I am the store manager and the only one who can help you. If you continue to raise a disturbance, I will insist you leave. At this point, CK threw her hands up in the air and walked around the counter and proceeded towards me in the hallway. CK, you are a man and must be the manager, and I demand you help me. Me, I have already told you that I don't work here, and I rent the space next door. I'm just here to use the break room, as I don't have one in my office space. CK, bullcrap, bullcrap, bullcrap! Why the hell are you wearing a suit then? Why? If you're not the man-a-ger, then why are you dressed as one? Why? Me, I'm done with you. The SM has offered you help and you are too dense to listen. Listen to my words carefully. I don't work here. This just set off CK more. She proceeded to scream more obscenities and ranted as she stormed out about how she was going to tell everyone she knew to never shop at this store. After she was gone, I asked SA what this was all about. Apparently, the woman was interested in a dining room table that only had 6 matching chairs and she needed 8. The table was a consignment, and the SA was explaining that they did not have any more, nor could they order them, as they don't know who the manufacturer was, or even if the manufacturer was still in business. She had the names of a couple local carpenters who could make similar chairs, but they would not likely match 100%. This apparently was not an acceptable answer. I work at the high school, not the supermarket, so this isn't super lengthy or even that interesting story. But it is the first time this has ever happened to me, and I felt like sharing. So I work at a high school in the UK. And it being exam season, I'm mainly doing invigilation work and got a half day today. So you'd expect I'm dressed up, wearing a black 3-piece suit and tie. You gotta look smart and all that, with a staff badge on a lanyard around my neck, which clearly says the name of the high school and the high school's logo on it. I decided to pop into my local supermarket for their lunch meal deal. Their hoisin duck rolls are amazing. And the meal deal is £3. Wow, that's a heavy duck roll. Sorry. Can't go wrong there. It's a hot day in Britain, or at least hot for us. So I'm not wearing the jacket and have my shirt sleeves rolled up. So not looking hugely professional at this point, but still clearly smart. The uniform for this supermarket is a navy blue, not black in any form, just to be clear. I've picked up my lunch and went to grab a box of multigrain crackers that I usually eat for breakfast when I get stopped by an old man in an aisle, and the exchange goes as follows. OM: "Hey, where's the powdered milk?" Me: I assume by the UHT milk on the next aisle? Not really sure, sorry, never had to buy it. OM: "Well, why don't you know? You should know, you work here." Me: "Yeah, no I don't." OM: "Of course you do. Look at you." Acting as if I had thoroughly insulted him at this point. Me: picking up the badge on my lanyard and waving it in his face. "No, I don't. I work at the high school. Now piss off." The old man just starts muttering under his breath and walks away, and I go to check out. I'm afraid that's where it ends. No complaint to customer service, no backlash or anything. Just the first time this sort of thing has ever happened to me, and I felt like sharing. A bad lady, Karen, tries to get me and my wife fired. This happened yesterday, and we're still reeling from what occurred. I'd never thought I'd see a live, vicious Karen like her, and never in such a way that it scared the ones I cared for the most. In a couple of weeks, it will be our oldest child's 6th birthday, so we went out yesterday to shop for her birthday presents. Me and my wife, who we'll call Amber, decided that this year she should choose out what she wanted for presents, but limit it to either 3 small presents or 1 big one. We took her and her 10-month-old brother and went to a Walmart nearby, and then into the child's toy aisle. And being a kid, she wanted to inspect everything. She wanted to look at this item. I would take the item down that she wanted. She'd inspect it. I would ask if she wanted that for her birthday. She said yes. I would put it temporarily in the shopping cart. Then we go down the aisle. She'd want to look at another item. Amber would take it off the shelf to look at. Asked if she wanted that for her birthday. She'd say no, and it'd go back onto the shelf. Customers went by, didn't think anything of it, not knowing that there was one we should have been looking out for. Finally, we ended up with 10 items that she wanted in the cart, all small items. So she would get 3 out of these and told her to decide what she really wanted from this pile. She looked over them, decided on 2 right away, but she really wanted 2 of the other ones. So badly. Please. That we'd succumb to her pleading and agreed that we'd get her 4. Little ankle biter had us wrapped around her finger. We told her she'd get these presents later, and after surviving a round of pouting and big deer eyes, she gave in with the most heartbreaking, "Okay." Only a kid can give. We went to put the items back. To distract her, Amber asked if she wanted to get a drink from the in-store fast food company, and she takes both her and our baby in his carrier towards the opposite corner of the store. Meanwhile, I was in charge of putting the discarded items back, and secretly buy the 4 items, put them in the trunk of the car, and then meet up with them after. We compared notes afterwards, so what happened here was from Amber's view. When she went around the corner, she heard an "Excuse me" from behind, and thought nothing of it and kept walking. Then seconds later, a bit louder, "Excuse me," closer and louder. She still thought nothing of it, and turned the corner towards the restaurant. Then finally, a tap on her shoulder. Turning, my wife found Karen, instantly jumped into her face as soon as she turned. Karen then told her, "I've been waiting minutes to be helped because you were busy with that one guy, but now, where are you taking his children?" Amber responded, "These are my children," which got the immediate response from Karen in a larger voice. "Then why do you have children while you work? You have daycare for things like that." And while Amber was trying to figure out what Karen was saying, Karen then moved her hand as if to go for the carrier my wife was holding. Instinctively, Amber pulled her hand back so Karen couldn't get hold of it. That was enough to wake up our son, who started immediately crying. Amber then moved so she was between her daughter and this cranky woman, then pulled out her phone and quickly texted me. She was able to send off the one text before an enraged Karen swats it out of her hand, telling her, "Employees should not be on their phones while working." My wife tried to explain that she doesn't work here and never has worked here, while trying to soothe our son. Karen then said, "But I saw you take down that item for his daughter and put it back multiple times. Surely you work here." When Amber tried to explain that it was going to be her daughter's birthday soon, Karen just swished her hand aside and sniffed and said, "That's something you should do while not working and without your kids here. You think you can do that whenever?" And then she must have looked at my daughter, because she immediately grabbed Amber's leg as worried something was going to happen to her. Amber put a hand on my daughter's head, trying to comfort her somewhat, and tried to tell Karen sternly, "I just told you that I do not work here," only to have Karen scream, "Yes, you do! I want to see your manager." Now our daughter is scared. At this point, Amber was about to unleash the one thing I've dreaded ever since she became a mother. This inner beast, which half bear, half thunderstorm, and all motherhood, has the full weight of God's fury when it came to protecting our children. A little pissed off at this old woman who was scarring our daughter, and started raising her voice too. Back to me. I've started returning the toys when I get a text from Amber. Looking at my phone, all I get is, "I need your help." Leaving the cart, I ask her where she is while working my way towards the central part of the store. No response. But I did hear my son wailing loudly. Fearing the worst only a parent can think of, I run towards the crying, with a loud voice yelling, and Amber's voice starting to get loud too. Turning the corner to see Amber trying to talk to this Karen, who was screaming about getting her fired. Trying to calm down a very scared little girl hiding behind her mother's legs, and soothing a jolted baby who had been napping all this time. I asked Amber what happened, and the Karen turned to address me. "Finally a manager," she half yelled. "You have to fire this worker of yours. She is such a bad employee that she cannot leave her children at home." I gave her this look of not understanding before catching words employee. The company's employees wear a well-known blue shirt. Managers wear yellow vests, and all wear name tags. Not sure what they wear for pants, because I never thought to look. Now Amber was wearing a dark red long sleeve shirt and blue jeans. No vest that has a logo, and no way this could be mistaken as an employee. I was wearing a green shirt with a certain football logo on it, and blue jeans too. No tags on either one of us, so I have no idea how she got employee and manager out of what we were wearing. Chalk it up to Karen glasses, I guess. Then I made a mistake. I said, "She doesn't work here, she's my wife." Oh boy. She latched onto the "my wife" part as if she was a cross-examination prosecutor in court. "Your wife? You let her bring in your children to work? Are you so broke that you cannot afford a babysitter?" Could not get in a word edgewise as she just bellows out this tirade at us. Finally, security gets there, in what seems like forever, but likely only minutes. Karen sees them first and yells, "Security! I want both of them out of here, and I want to talk to whoever owns this store now." The officers don't even look at us, but at her and says, "Okay, let's take both of you to the office," and escorts her away. She looks back, points at us and yells, "What about them?" Where the other officer just says, "We will come back and deal with them after you come to see the owner." Once they leave, I take the carrier crib away from Amber, and she turns to pick up a very scared little girl, who immediately latches onto her as if she has no plans to ever let go. It takes us quite a while to calm down our son, and I end up finding a chair in the outdoor section. Amber says she's going to the bathroom with our daughter and takes off. I'm too busy worrying about my son to give a damn to whoever passes until I hear, "Sir, sorry to bother you." I look up to see someone who's wearing a manager vest, and he says, "We apologize for another customer harassing you and your family like that. We now have her sitting in our office until the police come, and plan to charge her for harassment. Would you like to press charges too?" I simply replied, "I just want her gone." The manager just nodded, then quickly left. Now hearing how she went and tried to go for our son, even if she did not mean to, I wish I had. Amber came back soon with our daughter in hand, and looked less pissed than she was before. I passed our son to her, and my daughter climbed onto my legs and gives me a big hug. "Is the bad lady gone?" my daughter asked me. I smiled and said, "Yeah, the bad lady Karen is gone." More hugs as my wife holds on to the now quiet and awake boy. We didn't bother to go back and grab the cart with the toys she wanted. Amber said that she'll get them later this week. I saw the same manager as we left, and he passed something to us. It was a gift card as an apology for the trouble Karen caused, and apologized again. And my daughter got treated to ice cream, so she was happy about that. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, consider subscribing. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.